Welcome back to Ships at Sea Early Access. All right, as promised, today we are going to get inside and buy our fishing vessel and go fishing. At least we're going to try to go fishing. We'll see if it works. I've heard tales and stories of people having success. Let me look at my inventory. Why is my inventory great? Yes. I've got my fish hook. I've got my binoculars. How do I use binoculars again? Is it B? Okay, I don't know. Yeah. All right. Go on to the shipyard, and we're going to go ahead and pick a fishing vessel, which is the only one we can have right now, is the Flippy. Love that name. My Flippy. Purchase. So we spent 100,000 NOK. And we're going to upgrade Flippy because we need the best propeller. That's going to make Flippy much more efficient. That's it. Oh, we need to add to the rigging. So now we're going to put rigging in. That's another $10,000. It's freaking expensive. Okay, so now he is rigged to do line fishing. Let's go to the store and buy the things that we need to go fishing. The fishing area is down here, so we have to go quite a ways down the dock. We're gonna run. I'm gonna run to you. Sorry, I'll stop. This is the fishing facility here on the left. You have to come all the way around to these doors. And we're gonna purchase gear. I'm going to go with, I think the, I think 10,000 is the longest you can do on that boat. Let's just be safe. I'm going to buy, no. We'll do 2 of those. All right. God. I've got bait already. I think those will just go into the back of the boat if I'm lucky. Flippy should already be out. Yeah, there it is. She's out waiting for us already because she's currently our active boat. Now we can always, if we get into trouble, we can always do more fishing missions. Fishing. Now, this is the first time I've done this, so please be prepared for some ineptness. Don't get angry with me if it takes me a little while to figure out what I'm doing because I haven't done this before. There's Flippy. She is a small vessel, even smaller than our cargo boat. And no bait equipped. Well, let's equip bait. So we're going to say inventory. Nope. Use. There we go. No, they're all, oh, cool. They're all baited. All right, that's cool. So it worked. And then I'm going to go back into my inventory. 1 of 100. I don't know how much we have left over, but okay, you can put that away. Yeah. All right. We're going to walk around with the bag now in our hands. Yeah. Oh, you put it away. Okay, let's see if it come back outside. Is it gone? Yeah, it's put away. Okay, so let's try to leave. This is going to be a little bit dangerous. I'm going to turn some of our lighting on. The one thing I do like about this boat, now you can't really walk around in this cabin. In the other cabin you can walk around, but this one you can only exit and come in. I do appreciate this little under cabin bed. Oh, different horn. Because as you go fishing, I'm undocked. I'm going to back up slow or fast. You'll need to rest while you're out there in the ocean. So that means that realistically, you're going to have to sleep in your boat, which the cargo boat, you don't. There's nowhere to rest. But Flippy has a resting area. All right. And we're underway. You have our binoculars? Yep. Oh, that's so cool. We can actually see. Now, one of the things I like about this boat a little bit better than our other boat, and see, this one has a little bit slower. No, it's about the same. 10 knots is about top speed, which is plenty. I do like the visibility out of the front of this boat a little bit better because it's only got 2 windows. You can actually see pretty well out the front. See pretty well, get it? See well. Anyway, I don't know where the fishing area is. Somebody said that when they were on our stream, they said that they came in and they just started fishing and found fish, but they said it was by accident. I think for us to do it, we need to go out into the open ocean a little bit. But we also couldn't get our bait figured out, so that was making it a little bit more difficult for us to function. I do like the way the houses in this new version have windows instead of it just like the house being lit up. You can actually see individual windows on the houses lit up. That's kind of cool. And so we're going to go ahead and head south into the fishing sea. We got a little bit of a trip ahead of us. It's going to be down to the fishing areas are out here for right now. We need to head more south, but the problem is I have to go around Karoya here and Lingvar. Okay, so we're going to actually turn to the right because it looks like this just kind of is a very... Oh, someone got out of the cabin. A very hard way to get through is this way over here will be easier, so we're going to swing this way and go past the point over here. Now, supposedly you can fish in this area. Oh, look, we have it on the dashboard there. We have our meter, our J. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Just figuring these things out as we go. All right. I'm going to get out there. I'll be back. Now, interestingly, Flippy looks like he has a working wake. If you look at the back there, and the wake that we're leaving as we... Whoa, I overturned. Go right back to where I was. Going this way. There we go. This is out to open sea this way. His wake looks right. Now, we're only going 6.9 knots, but when we get up to speed here, you'll see it. It still looks correct. It seems to... That looks like it should look. He's almost up to speed there. And it's doing a little bit. It's doing a little bit at the end there, where it's doing that weird stuff that the other ship does. But this ship also seems to be a little bit slower. We gotta watch here. We're supposed to kind of pass through these beacons. It means that it's really shallow over there. Seems like it would be a kind of dangerous section of sea to navigate if you were in a big ship, huh? So, I'm not seeing any fish yet on the radar. I don't even know if the radar works. They know how to make it work because it used to work in Barents Sea, but I don't see anything here. Now, we're set up to catch redfish, I think, is what we're... Or catfish. That's the bait that we bought is catfish bait. There's 2 fish that work from May through June, I think, is what they said. Or May through October. There's halibut and catfish are the 2 fish that are in season right now. Doesn't mean that that's when you're allowed to catch them, but it's just that's when they're at their peak. So I was going off of that. If you look at the help menu, and I think now the boat doesn't keep going. Where's the help? There we go. Fishing. It doesn't really, it just tells us when they're here. 8 different types of fish, more will be introduced. So if you look at halibut, they're from April to December. Well, we're April 1st, so joke's on you. Unless this is European and it's the 4th of January. I'm assuming this is in the American, but I could be wrong. We'll have to see. Once this goes up to like 15, we'll know it's not a month anymore. And we'll see. Today's 4/1, so we'll see if that changes to 1/5, or if it changes to 4/2. But that's good. Then we have catfish. They are from May to October. But however, if it's January, we're fishing the wrong kind of fish. So we'll see what happens. Sorry for all the barking. I don't know what my dogs are doing. They're annoying me and everybody else. Okay, so we're gonna head out south now. We are leaving we're heading out to open sea, basically. I'll be back. All right, so I've done some testing and figured out how to make this work good. So I didn't feel like showing you fishing and not knowing how to do it. So I've got the process down. It's kind of a pain in ways. First thing we need to do is go into our inventory, and we're going to, I've got herring and I've got pollock, and we're going to use both. I'm going to use herring or pollock on this one. These bags seem to last a long time. I've done actually not quite a bit of fishing, but a decent amount of fishing. I think I've put like 6 or 7 lines out using these bait bags and have not run out. So let's go ahead and pick this up, and we're going to set this on the back of the boat. And now I'm going to chuck no habitat for fishing in reach. What? I'm in the middle of the freaking habitat. It said I was in the habitat. No habitat. They must have moved. I don't know. That's weird. Well, we're going to move a little bit and see what happens. But I was in the fishing habitat. I guess we have to get closer. It's interesting how it does it. It'll split. You'll see when we get close. You're going to get a sign that pops up on your screen that says fishing habitat. Like you are now in a fishing habitat. And then instead of one yellow, you'll get a split of like 4 or 5 different fish schools. And you can kind of pick where to go by. It shows you that there's a cod over here. There's halibut over here. But I was here yesterday fishing, and there was fish here, so I don't know what happened. But anyway, I'm going to poke around until I find it. I'll be back. Oh, and just a heads up, I already did fish. Okay, there. Now it did it. No, that's weird. It split it up, and you can see they're way north of me now, so they've moved. But halibut is nearby, so we're going to swing over towards the halibut, just for the halibut. I did get fish sign on my indicator last time I did it, and I've already got 2 lines worth of fish on here. So let's take a look at the fish lines. You go to inventory and then boat, and this shows you with the first 2 long lines I caught 36 160 gram plus pollock. I got 1.6 tons of cod. There's 47 of them of this size cod. There's 3 different sizes here. I've got 59 at 146 and 5 at 34. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure how this works. It's really confusing. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I've got 8 of these catfish, 6 of these, and 6 of these, and it must be by weight, I guess. So we've got 2 different groups of pollock. Once again, if you guys can figure this out and what this means, please let me know, because I have no idea. All I know is I've got these fish in my hold. And that's 2 lines worth of fish, and I'll show you. It really isn't even that much because it's really hard to catch the fish, and I'll show you why. But you can catch them, and you can make a decent amount of money. My first haul was 4 lines, and I made about 70,000 krona off of that first haul. It was enough that I actually invested in a full tank of gas for this boat, and I also upgraded the engine. So you can see now instead of going 8 knots, we're now going about 13 knots. And since this is a small boat, the biggest motor was tiny. I think it was $30,000 to upgrade the motor, so it was worth it. There's our chain of islands off to the left and ahead of us, and they go around to the south. So I just know we're in the south area. We're getting close. Keep heading this way a little bit. But we should catch a decent amount of fish. But the best place probably would have been to be up here. But we didn't know that till we got up there. There's pollock, cod, and catfish up there, and then we have haddock here. But you still catch different kinds of fish. It's not just those fish. But you'll catch more of that type of fish if you hit an area like that. Oh, and you can see on the radar there, and we'll also hit K. You can see it on the left. We have worm sign. So I'm going to cut the throttle down to nothing. And we're going to leave the cabin and come back here. I'm going to press E. What? Oh, it's bugged. Of course. I don't know what's going on here, but for some reason, okay, so this was fine yesterday, and now I can't. What the flip? So I can't fish here for some reason. It's saying that there's no. So I'm going to have to go to the next habitat, which sucks because that is a long way away. Okay, I'll be back, folks. I'm going to have to get into the habitat somehow. We're in, but it's saying we're not. So there's another bug. And I just got a message saying I left the fish habitat even though it was saying that I had no fish habitat. That's weird. Hopefully this will fix it. I'm going to turn and see if I can get back into the habitat now. See if we get a re-entry into it. We should get a message here in a minute. Arg. And I did not get a message, but I can now cast my long line, go figure. Oh, now the fish have really moved again. So we're going to have to chase them a little bit before I start casting. I'm going to head this way. So we're headed southwest, I think. Yeah, there's the chain of islands there. Now we entered the fish habitat, so we're back in. And we're going to head this way a little bit till we get closer to some of these supposed fish. They're really cooking. They're going like 100 miles an hour. These fish are traveling faster than my boat. All right, so I'll get back with you in a minute here once we find some fish. See you shortly. All right, in this area, we've got a reed on our line here, a nice orange reed, so I'm going to slow down. It's not telling us what fish it is, but we've got a reed. That's all I care about. So I'm going to go back to the back, and we're going to go ahead and pop our long line. God, this feels like being on a boat. I love this. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to run it at about four or 5 knots. There we go, a little fast. And if we go into the outside view, you can see we're going to drag this line out. And it takes a little while to put it out. It is, I think these are 500s, 500 meters. So that would be 1,500 feet. That's quite a bit of a line. And there's 2 of them. And I lay one after the other. You'll see how I do this. And then at the halfway point, you get a little white, there's like a buoy that bounces out. These lines, you don't want them getting too deep, I guess, so there's a white buoy that floats the middle of the line up so that they don't drag all the way down to the bottom. But we got Flippy out. Man, it is a bright day. But I am definitely having fun with this game. I at first I was a little bit skeptical because I was worried that, you know, like it was going to be really, really buggy. And there have been some bugs, but it is getting slowly better. And the good news is it seems like the developer, there goes the buoy. The developer is really committed, it seemingly. Like they have released, all weekend long they were releasing patches. So it's slowly getting better. They're adding things in. They're working on the game, so that's good. That's what I wanted to see. I was a little bit, like I said, some people were concerned, and like I said, this is an early access game, so we know that they're going to be working on it. I was just a little concerned that they weren't going to do a lot of work on it, or it was going to take a long time. But it seems like they're really trying to get it out there so that they can, you know, move it to a high alpha, low beta, and then get it out there to the public as a released game. So here's fingers crossed that we won't be in alpha too long and that we'll be getting, you know, stuff in the game, more ships and stuff like that pretty quickly. But the base game, it seems like we have more stuff in it. I still don't see net fishing, but that might not be until we get a larger boat. And so we'll see. There goes. So there we go. And I'm going to slow down here. I'm going to cut the throttle. And I'm going to hop out of the boat. I'm going to grab this and pick this up and set this down. You do not lose the buckets, don't worry. There we go. And I'm going to whop that out. And I'm going to go ahead and start her up. Back to about there. And then we'll come back to this midsection here. And that's where we're going to sit and wait, because then we can pick both lines up pretty easily right from there. Which is why I usually do 2-line fishing. You could do 4. You could do east, west, north, south, like 4 lines all together running from one point. And then you can just pick them all up at once. Because obviously you don't want to spend hours picking them up, because we're going to wait. The best time to pick up the lines, they say, are between 12 and 17 hours. So I've been waiting 14 hours and then quickly picking both lines up. But if you take too long picking them up, you can get a little bit stale. Fish can either die or you miss them. So, but once again, the other thing, you'll see the fishing game when we're almost there. There's a little mini game that I really suck at, and it's kind of frustrating. It used to be when you'd bring the fish in, you'd have a thing that you whack them with, right? The fish whacker, the tally whacker. And you would hit the fish with this wacky thingy, and if you were, it's like you looked at the fish and it would automatically go red, green, blue, green, red. If you hit it in the red, it would be considered a miss or a pour. If you didn't hit it at all, it was a miss. Like you wouldn't get the fish. If you got green, you'd get a good amount from that catch, and if you got blue, you'd get a great amount from that catch. Now, it's hard to explain. But if you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. This does not have that. There's no guide. You just have to hit and hope that you hit it. And I'm getting like 1 out of every 3 or 4 fish. So if I could figure out how, like, an exact way to get the fish every single time, it would be great. But I'm not doing that. And so I've been successful, but we could definitely be a lot more successful, because I'm only bringing in about 1/3 of the fish that I'm catching, which sucks. But there's no tutorial. There's no information. Once again, very early access, and there may be a mini game. So now we're gonna come about, pick up speed, and go to the middle. But that kind of sucks. I've been kind of disappointed with that whole setup, because frustratingly, I can't catch all the fish that I'm catching. This game works in a weird way. For each fish that you bring up, it's worth about, I don't know, it's like okay, so let's say I have a 500-foot line. There will always be, well, if you have a full catch, let's say the line just gets filled, you will have approximately, I think, 10 fish on the line. And each of those fish represents like 50 fish. Because there'll be like it's something like that, or each single fish represents 10 fish. So every time you caught one and you did good, you'd catch like 12 fish. If you missed, you'd get like 4, if you get a bad hit, you'd get like 4 fish, and if you missed, you get no fish. So once again, I had those 2 lines out. I only caught like 12 fish. I hit like 3 of them, but it made it so that I have almost like 70 or 80 fish in my boat. So it's weird how it works. Each fish that you see represents a bunch of fish on the line, so they make it a little bit easier than having to catch every single freaking fish. But still, you'll see when we try to pull these in. You'll see what I'm talking about. The little mini game that I can't do very well. All right, so here's our set at 0 knots. And I'm going to go into the cab for the view, and I'm going to go ahead and shut the engine off. And now we're just going to sit. And what I'm going to do is over here, I'm going to look at the clock and I'm going to rest. And we're going to rest for 14 hours. There we go, 14.1 hours. Let's rest. So now our fish lines are ready. I'm going to go ahead and slowly pull up here. Whoop, slowly. Once I'm going to have to use my outside view because I want to see. We're going to pull up the line to the right first, and then we're going to swing around and pull up the line to the left. This is why I park here, because now I got access to both lines right in the center. We no longer have indicators, at least for now. Remember how you used to, in the old games, it used to tell you how long the fish were underwater, or how long the line was in the water? Now it's a guess. I know for sure it's been about 14 to 15 hours, but I'm guessing. I don't have an indicator to show that. So now we're going to go here, touch the wheel, We're going to start hauling the line. Here's my whacker. And I don't see any fish. Here's one coming up. And I'm going to try I have to whack him in the head, it says. I missed. And miss. This is what I'm talking about. This is super frustrating. I think you still get some fish, but there, I got one. It's so stupid. So they need to fix this because this is super frustrating. It should not be this hard. I'm definitely hitting the fish. There, I got one. So each of these fish represents like 20 or 30 fish. There's another one. I missed two. Okay. Oh, and that's the other thing too is I forgot we can take this bucket and put it away. All right. Swing it. Oh, look at that pretty sunset. That's nice. Okay, once again, we'll grab the other line. And then after this, we're probably going to go in because I've already got one catch, and those are going to be, at least 15 hours old, if not older. So probably about 20 hours old. I think you have 72 hours to get them in. So, and hit here, and we're going to start pulling that line up. And come on. It seems like certain species I can't hit. Ah, you son of a... Got that one. And it doesn't really tell you what... There's no instructions. Fudge. I don't think you can do it till they come out of the water. Come on! Oh, for crying out loud! Maybe if I stand back a little bit and try to hit him here. I'm trying very hard right now not to lose my temper. God dang it. Okay, alright, so we're going to turn now and start heading back up to the islands. Our home base is kind of roughly this way. The base lies between those two. This island, this big island here, and that big island off there. But it's more towards this one. So let's go ahead and look at our inventory. What did we catch? I mean, we got a lot of fish, but still, that's just so frustrating. So I got 3,662 gram, 160 gram Folex, 3.4 tons of cod, 97. I think. I'm not sure. Is it... How can that be possible? You have a cod that weighs a ton. That can't be possible. So I don't know if this is separating them by small, large, and tiny. We've got 3 pollocks. I've got 25 of these 200 equaling 25 of them equaling 244. 36 of them equaling 160. Maybe it'll make it clear when we get to the station and sell them. I've got one thing of haddock. I don't know. It's super confusing. So I'm not sure. And I'm not sure. The other thing I'm not sure of is how full is our hull. We don't know. I've looked in the logbook. There's nothing that tells us how full the boat is. We're getting closer to our next certification, though. There's missions. There's a skill tree. I don't know how many points left. The boats that we own and help, but there's no indicator on how full our hull is. So I'm not sure unless somebody's found it. And please, if you guys have found the stuff, if you're playing it too and you found it in the notes, I would love to know that. But the thing that I'm seeing here is that there's no information on it. It's not there. So I don't know what's in the boat. And if I play once again, our inventory screen does not show us the overall weight. We don't have an age. This doesn't show us how long we've had the fish in the inventory. Maybe they could go indefinitely, and it's just not The game's not tracking it yet. I think it will be tracking it though, so I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and head back to the port, and I will see you there. Let me just say that I think it's absolutely nuts that people live on an island out in the middle of the ocean like this, where there's nothing for miles. I mean, and all the islands seem to have people on them. Not just this island, but all these big islands have at least like a little station on them where people live. It's just, I guess you'd have to have people that would live on the lighthouses and stuff to keep ships away from these here in the Norwegian Sea. But it's just interesting to me that people live here. Like this is an industry here. And the only way to get out here is by boat. It's kind of crazy. All right, so I think we can kind of slip into any of these slips, I believe, if we're doing a dump the fish off. So I'm just going to pull into one of these ports here by the fishery because I don't really need to go to the home base. We can go back out and fish some more at a later time. You can see I think this is actually salt building up on the front of the ship there on my posts. And I believe we can use the power washer to wash that off. Which in real life you'd have to after a couple months probably. You need to keep it washed because the salt will eventually eat through the metal and stuff. Slowing it down. And this should be the fishery right here. Reduce speed to dock. And I'm going to dock. And we're going to turn the engine off. And let's go sell our fishies. So it's all done. We got our buckets and we're going to look at the dock here. And I want to exit. Leave boat. There we go. And we're going to swing around the back here. And we sell the fish at the same place that we buy our goods. I guess we could have parked there. Oh, look, there's a tube that sucks them up. Fish flow. A fish sucker. Let's take a look and see what we've got. So, okay, so they are large, medium, and small. We've got $110,000 of fish. So I ran the nets twice, and that's what they're going to bring in. So we got haddock large. That's $1,000. Or no, that's kilograms. Where's the actual price? It's interesting. It doesn't really. It shows zero revenue, but because we have to put in if we just sold these fish, that's what our revenue would be. Looks like there's 92 pounds. Now, once again, these are ungutted fish, so I don't have the ability to gut fish on my boat, I don't think. But that's ungutted. We're getting 110,000 krona for that. I don't know. I don't think we can gut them. Let me see. There is a gutting ability, but it might come with the next boat. Well, let's sell these just to be safe. And there we go. So let's go to sell all fish. And there's more. Sell all those fish. There we go. And there's still more. Sell all fish. Okay. So grand, it must go small, medium, large. And so it's a total of, about $110,000, which I'm not complaining. I mean, that's really good. There's the boat. So Flippy is earning us good money fishing. And let's take a look once again at the other boat. I'm curious, now that I understand how it works a little bit more, I want to take a closer look and see what we have available. Like, once I get a crew, can I purchase a table for this ship? Upgrades. Searchlight, propeller, engine, throttle, steering, and internal fuel tank. No. And the boat is rigged for long lines. She's 100% ship shape. She's worth $80,000. And these are the quotas. I wonder how many tons I've caught. I don't know if the quota system's in place yet. It doesn't look like I feel like I've caught way more than 10 tons of cod, but we have no way of knowing. So the next fishing boat is going to be the Conquest. What does it do? It's got much more. Let's see, fish quotas light. It's got long line. Oh, it can also do light cargo. So you could use this as a combo ship. Tier 2 fishing boat for both net and long line. Easy to navigate and built for durability. This boat ensures a superior fishing experience. How much is it? 1.4 million. That's it for the fishing boats. And then we have, obviously the bigger cargo boat. What does our cargo take? We can take extra small and small. And then we got these two boats. These can also do cargo. All the boats can do cargo, it looks like. So that's even Flippy can do some extra small cargo. Leisure. All right, so that pretty much does it for this episode. Hopefully you guys had fun as we went out and did a little fishing and tried it out. It looks like you can make really good money fishing, and that's probably the best way to make money in the game so far compared to small cargo. I don't know why I'm not getting medium cargo missions or small cargo. We're getting extra small cargo, but I'm not getting small cargo. I want to be able to use the loading crane, and for whatever reason, we're just... In fact, look, the missions have gone... We can't take any of them, but they're... Because of my boat, I can't take any of these. So I guess there are... I guess medium is where you start using these cranes, but there's a small, medium, and large crane, so... I don't know. Anyway, have a great night, guys. Be sure to subscribe. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of fishing ships at sea. Not fishing at sea. Ships at sea. And it was definitely fun to try the fishing out, and I'm going to do some more. If I find anything else out, I'll let you know as the game continues, or I get another boat. I'll bring you guys out to see that, and we'll go for a ride and put it through its paces. So anyway, have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help, and we will see you next time on Ships at Sea.